ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Combat Mission Battle Report. This time, it's modern. Combat Mission Black Sea is the game we're playing today, and we're going to be fighting a defensive battle as a American force trying to hold a town as Russian forces led by the evil Major Manunov try to take over the town. We have got ourselves a fairly thin line of defense here, as you can see. However, to our great advantage, the enemy's attack path crosses a river. There are numerous crossing points here, 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 and here. However, we can use anti-tank weapons to cover most of them. I've got two Abrams tanks situated here and here, both near the right flank, watching over the river and the open fields beyond. I'm expecting him to use the crossing point nearest to him, so once he can get a bridgehead on my side of the river, he can use that to push southbound, and just... Is that south? I think it's south. Anyway, he can use that then to push on further and further, and maybe try an outflank. I don't know how much forces he has, how many tanks, how many vehicles. However, we do have numerous infantry teams equipped with javelins, and I have one sniper team acting as a forward scout very close to my opponent's map edge, which should give me some fairly good intel on what he's doing and where he's going. Without further ado, let's see how this goes. The first seconds of the battle slip by in silence as the forward observers wait to see the Russian advance. Artillery fire peppers the battlefield, striking far and wide, but with little effect. Finally, the observers spot the first advancing armored vehicles, which are immediately struck by the left Abrams tank. The first tank shots have deterred the Russian advance, yet the sounds of heavy tanks approach as T-90s arrive to challenge the Abrams, which has been ordered to pull back just to be safe. Instead, an infantry team with a javelin missile fires, and hits. The other Abrams tank now also fires at the advancing T-90s, which fall back under the cover of smoke. On the right flank, some enemy infantry is sighted, and sporadic rifle fire is exchanged across the river as the Russians open fire on the unit that fired a javelin before. A Bradley IFV is ordered to move out and perform a bit of a meet and greet on the newly arrived Russian infantry. Meanwhile, the fire from the Russian position intensifies. When combined with the artillery coverage, the defenders are practically pinned down. The Bradley opens up. It cannot quite see the enemy infantry, but fires in the general direction anyway. The defenders suffer their first casualties in the form of injuries from the Russian rifle fire, which leaves the Javelin team effectively pinned down. Under heavy enemy fire, the defensive infantry falls back under the cover of smoke, though not too far back since their position provides them with excellent view of the Russian position, and they still have 2 Javelin missiles left. The Russian tanks move around restlessly as the forward observers keep an eye on them. So far, they've done little more than occasionally peek out of the woods. For fear of enemy laser-guided weapons, the right flank Bradley is ordered back just in case. The forward Abrams opens fire on a Russian armored vehicle as it moves out of cover to support their infantry. Suddenly, the forward observer team is caught by surprise as Russian soldiers walk into their perimeter. The observers are swiftly taken out. As more Russians approach their expected crossing point, the Javelin team that fell back before is ordered back into the fray in the hopes that it might be able to take out another enemy vehicle. They reach their position, and within seconds manage to get a shot off, taking out an armored personnel carrier. Booyah, indeed. The Russians begin their cross of the river, with a team of scouts reaching the shore under fire from a Bradley. Another Bradley advances on the right, perhaps a bit riskily, to deter any further Russian advance. The right flank Bradley comes under fire, but the 2 RPGs fired at it fortunately miss, and the armored vehicle is free to continue its mission. As the battle reaches the 10-minute mark, one of the rearguard Bradleys catches a glimpse of an opposing anti-tank missile team and... oh dear.